Just in the last couple of weeks, I lost 4,500 emails because somebody decided somehow they got into my email account. That partially might be due to the fact that I used the same password for my banks, my emails, everything. So I break all the basic rules and make it quite easy for people. Then we've seen that major organisations, be it governments or otherwise, have the whole thing on a laptop. Suddenly some fella loses his laptop and lo and behold, everything is in the laptop.
There's two things I would recommend all businesses do when it comes to cyber attacks. First thing is about awareness. Make their staff aware of what a real issue it is today. Second thing that I recommend all businesses do is examining what security platforms they have in place today. Running antivirus software is no longer enough in today's application-driven world.
I am delighted to be here today to talk particularly about the awareness of cybercrime. The reality of the modern world that we live in is that cybercrime is a real challenge to all of us, to everybody, and especially in business.
The advances of technology means that we have to make sure that our legislation is robust enough to take into account the need for new legislation to combat when people take advantage of the technology. So we have a number of bills before the House at the moment in relation to increasing the penalties for people who do intercept either identities or interfere and hack into people's businesses, because the legislation heretofore wouldn't have been aware of those kind of technology advances. But more importantly, to actually give our Gardaí extra resources and powers in relation to interceptions.
The Garda Cybercrime Unit, we're based there in Harker Square. We have a national remit for the forensic examination of all seized computer media, cybercrime investigation and international liaison with our law enforcement partners both in Europol, Interpol, National Crime Agency. We do a lot of work with our colleagues in the PSNI and all other international law enforcement partners.
Cybercrime, it's a growth area. It impacts in everybody's lives nowadays. So it does, whether it's you got an email, a phishing email, whether it's the business that you want to deal with, where it's DDoSed and it's unable to perform its normal functions. You're not able to do your banking. You're not able to buy something online, book a ticket, etc.
What about the mobile space? More people in the world own a mobile device than own a toothbrush.
The month of October is across Europe National Cyber Awareness Month, and Magnet's running an event, the first in Ireland and the only event in Ireland, which is looking to educate not only the business community but the public sector in terms of the issues, the threats, the problems that are being encountered. And we're hoping today to raise awareness amongst the community and giving people insights into best practices and how they can help their business, help themselves, mitigate against the risks.
I'm going to be talking about some of the investigations that I've been doing with my newspaper, The Guardian, over the past 5 years. Really the biggest leaks of our time, of the 21st century. So WikiLeaks, meeting Julian Assange, the kind of floppy-haired Australian hacker who's very much in the news at the moment, but also the Snowden files, amazing kind of leak of top-secret documents in 2013, which lifted the lid on mass surveillance of everybody, not just in Ireland or the UK, but the whole world. And then more recently, the Panama Papers. The idea of privacy in email is kind of disappearing. And if you are a CEO, if you are a politician, if you are a lawyer, if you are a police officer, if you are anyone who has kind of confidentiality, I would no longer treat email as private, because I don't think it is. And I think that the huge hacks that we've seen, some of them done by private actors, criminal actors, some of them done by state actors, I think they will continue. I think we live in this era of huge data, and I can guarantee there will be more leaks.
People have asked me what's my interest in cybercrime. Everybody should have an interest in cybercrime, because it can affect each and every one of us with something as simple as our daily bank account usage or identity theft, or for people who are involved in businesses, both small and very large and multinational businesses, the interception or interference with business transactions could have a whopper effect on people's daily lives and our reliance on technology.
I see no reason why you can't protect yourself, both by doing all the things that Magnet advises, but also by upgrading your password, installing LastPass, using PGP for private stuff, and ultimately doing that old-fashioned thing of talking to people.